Hare Krišna. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashoda Nandana Braja Janaranjanaya. Yashoda Nandana Braja Janaranjanaya. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjanaya. Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjanaya. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivrajakacharya Shatarashata Shishimat. His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada ki Jai. Shrimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 3. Krishna is the source of all incarnations. Text number 7. Dvitiyam tu bhavasya rasatala gatamahim udarishan upadatam yagesha saukaram vapu. Dvitiyam tu bhavayasya rasatala gatamahim udarishan upadatta yagesha saukaram vapu. Vibhavasya Satala Vahalamahim Yutarishanupadata Sagesha Sakuram Vapu. Vitiyam tu Bhavayasya Rasatala Gahamahim Udarishanupadata Yagesha Saukaram Vapu. Vityam tu Bhavayasya Rasatala Gatamahim Udarishanupadata Gesha Saukaram Vapu. Okay, Matajis. All the Matajis. Vitiyam tu bhavayasya rasatala gatamahim udarishanupadata yagesha saukaram vapu. Dvitiyam, the second. Tu, but. Bhavaya, for the welfare. Asya, of this earth. Rasatala, of the lowest region. Gatam, having gone. Mahim, the earth. Udarishan, lifting. Upadata, established. Yagesha, the proprietor of the supreme or the supreme enjoyer. Saukaram, Hogish. Vapu, incarnation. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. The supreme enjoyer of all sacrifices accepted the incarnation of a boar, the second incarnation, and for the welfare of the earth, He lifted the earth from the nether regions of the universe. Purport. The indication is that for each and every incarnation of the personality of Godhead, the particular function executed is also mentioned. There cannot be any incarnation without a particular function, and such functions are always extraordinary. They are impossible for any living being to perform. The incarnation of the boar was to take the earth out of Pluto's region of filthy matter. Picking up something from a filthy place is done by a boar, and the all-powerful personality of Godhead displayed this wonder to the Asuras who had hidden the earth in such a filthy place. There is nothing impossible for the personality of Godhead, and although He played the part of a boar, by the devotees He is worshipped, staying always in transcendence. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Shimate Praladananda Swami Tinamine Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Shimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Tinamine Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyate Adeshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So this is a bit unexpected, or of course for the devotees it's expected, but for normal people this is unexpected. You have the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he comes and he's a bore. Like, That's okay. Okay, maybe a bit louder. Okay. Anyway, so this is, it's not, according to our logic, this might not fit, but this is actually not illogic, because this is called translogic. It's beyond our logic. So we'll talk a bit about this. This means it's logical after, but it's not exactly. If you think about it and you have it explained, then you see that, oh, it actually makes sense. But it's actually not what you would have expected to happen. Lord Brahma sees that the universe, the earth has fallen in a filthy place, and he's thinking what to do. And he's meditating, and he's thinking, oh, I need Krishna for a solution, And what happens? A small boar comes from his nostril. Like, what? This is the solution. Okay, I'll say something before and then come back to this point. So here, Lord Varaha is a small boar appearing from Lord Brahma's nostril. And also there is actually 2 incarnations mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, because we sometimes have this idea, is it like this or is it like this? And then sometimes it's both. What did he do? Did he do that? Did he fight Hiranyaksha or did he not? So actually it's 2 incarnations. There's actually unlimited incarnations, unlimited appearances, and the pastime is more or less the same, as they say, same but different. It's always the same pastime, but different details, different. Sometimes doing this, sometimes doing different. Never the same. So in one incarnation he's killing Hiranyaksha, and in another he's just lifting the earth back to his orbit. So Srila Prabhupada, after he explains that actually it is very appropriate for a boar to lift something from a dirty place. A boar usually is not a sattvic animal. Their boar is a wild pig. If you see the pig, what they eat, they are very happy if they find something dirty. Like, I won't go into details, but they are very happy. Oh, this is some dirty stuff. Delicious. Anyway, so it's very appropriate that if something has to be done in a very filthy place, then a boar is good. So actually, after it's done, you see that the solution was actually good, and you can see this also in our life, like sometimes you pray to Krishna for something, and you get something else. You say, "Oh Krishna, please give me a solution," and he gives you a solution. Like, okay, can you please give me another solution? No, Krishna says, no, this is the solution. This is your solution. Here you go. This is something we can learn from this pastime. There's this verse in Bhagavad Gita. It says that what is night for all beings is the time of awakening for the self-control, and the time of awakening for all beings is night for the introspective stage. So from our perspective, we can say something is bad or something is good. But this, of course, this verse talks about the difference between a materialist and a spiritualist. For a materialist, some things are really good. Okay, your sex is material life is all about sex. For a spiritualist, sex is like, okay, not interesting. So it's a completely different view on the world. Sense gratification in general. Materialists are like, oh, that's where it's at. Spiritualist is like, thank you. No. Materialists are very interested, okay, party all night long, you know. Like when at midnight they just wake up, you know, like, okay, it's time to party. And a spiritualist 7, 8, 9 or already asleep, and at 2, 3, 4 is already awake chanting. Completely different view on the world we have. So also yesterday was Balaram Purnim. So Lord Balaram is also the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It was funny. We came to, at some point, we had some programs, and there was Advaita Acharya's appearance day, and and you go for the class, and the class is, oh, Advaita Acharya is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then you come, there's Nityananda Trayodashi, and then you're like, Nityananda is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then it's Gaur Purnim, and then you're like, Lord Chaitanya is the personality of Godhead. I'm like, what? So anyway, Lord Varaha is the Supreme Lord, and Balaram is also the Supreme Lord. And Krishna is also the Supreme Lord. So Balaram is the Supreme Lord, and he does something which, according to the current civilization, is like low class, you know. He doesn't live in a skyscraper. He lives somewhere in a village, and what he's doing, he has a plow. He's doing some agriculture, and he's tending to cows. So from God's perspective, this is high class. And from our perspective, you know, like when we grew up, you know, like these peasants were like, yeah, don't touch them, you know. This is really uneducated, uncultured. But from God's perspective, yeah, this is life. And this from Western perspective, oh, you have these computers and very technological stuff, and this is high profile. From Krishna's perspective, couldn't care less. Very complicated things you're doing, cars and so on. So anyway, that's just an example, another example that from our perspective, things might be in a certain way, and from Krishna's perspective, things can be different, you know, like, oh, okay. A boar is usually ugly, you know, like when you see a boar, you don't see, or don't say, oh, this is we have a beauty contest today, so this boar is probably gonna win this beauty contest. And also, you have the fish incarnation. When you think of a fish, they have this saying that you're intelligent as intelligent as a fish. This means you're really stupid. But this doesn't apply for the Supreme Lord. When he appears in this form as a boar, he's transcendental. He's extremely beautiful, and he's full of knowledge. And of course, sometimes Krishna, even though the qualities are there, he doesn't manifest all the qualities, but they are there. So you have, and so Lord Brahma is a bit amazed to the solution to his problems, you know. He has a problem, and then as he's meditating, a small boar appears out of his nostril. And he's thinking, he was not more than the upper portion of a thumb, which one is the thumb, this one. So like this big. So you can think, this is the solution to my problems. So that's what Lord Brahma is also thinking. Of course, immediately this boar expands, and then he's understand, oh, maybe this is my Lord Vishnu. But first reaction, Lord Brahma says, what's this? So sometimes we also have this reaction, you know, like we pray for a solution to our problems, and then we get a solution. And then our first reaction is, really? That's the solution. Really strange. And after some time, maybe we understand, oh, that was actually the solution. That was actually what should have happened. So the point here is that Krishna does things sometimes in an unexpected way. And also there's this drama of killing Hiranyaksha. First you have Hiranyaksha, he's insulting the Lord. And they have a fight, you know. It's not that a demon is insulting the Lord, and the Lord, he's just take his mace and boom, finish. Round one, you know, like sometimes you have these boxing matches, you know. You have this big promotion, you know, like tune. They're like a big fight today, you know, everyone pays 1,000 euros, 2,000 euros, 5,000 euros. This is the main event. They have 10 fights before, you know, like, and then the main event. And then you have first round, the referee says, sting, start. And then one of the boxers like, boom, the other knockout. First round, 10-second knockout. And then people are like, what's here, you know, like, I mean, we paid for a fight here, we want a fight. So Lord Varahadev is also, okay, he came to have a fight, and he wants a fight, you know, like. So you have, it says that there was keen rivalry, both had sustained injuries on the bodies from the blows of each other's pointed maces. So it's like he has injuries. Oh my God, God has injuries. So anyway, it seems it's unexpected, you know, like Krishna does things in unexpected. Of course, you understand that Hiranyaksha is not a normal living being, and that there are Jai and Vijay who are fallen from the... But Krishna does things in an unexpected way. And at some point, Lord Brahma says, you know, maybe you just kill him. We're a bit anxious here. And that's the same when you have Lord Nisimha appear and fighting with Hiranyakashipu. You have at some point the demigods are also there, you know, like they are behind the clouds and they are watching, you know, like like a proper match. It's good. It's good. Don't touch it. So you have the demigods there, like in a match, and they are looking, and they're like, okay, what's going on? And then Lord Nisimha is catching Hiranyakashipu, and there's like, this is Antya Lila. And the demigods are like, yeah, finally this is Antya Lila. And then Hiranyakashipu sleeps, you know, like, they're like, oh. And, you know, they're grasping for air, you know, like they're looking, oh my God, this Hiranyakashipu. I mean, if he escapes and he saw us, you know, here cheering for Lord Nisimha, it's gonna be really bad, you know, like, like what? So Similarly, Lord Brahma is asking Lord Varaha, okay, if you can finish this fight, maybe you can kill this demon. So the point here is that Krishna has his own way of doing things. It's not always smooth, and it's not always as we expect. It's if you come to Krishna consciousness, I was talking with Somyadatri Mataji at some point, and she said, they came, I went once for this outreach program, and they told me that this is on yoga meditation and tells you how to get free from stress. And I came, because I wanted to be free from stress. And now, 20, 30, many years later, there's a lot of stress. I'm here, I'm tasting this, I'm in Krishna consciousness, and there's a lot of stress, what's this, they probably tricked me. So yeah, anyway, of course, you say, just chant and be happy, and just come to Krishna consciousness. It's gonna be a smooth ride, just no problem. Only nice roads we have for you. But it's not gonna be like that. But it's good. It's supposed to be like that, if you're in Krishna consciousness. His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj, he was saying in a lecture that if you think that Krishna consciousness is easy, then you probably just came 2 weeks ago to Krishna consciousness. So, yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a smooth ride. And if you see, Srila Prabhupada also, he didn't have a easy life. Yesterday I met this lady, and I was doing Sankirtan, and this lady, actually, she came somehow to me, and she said, "Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna." Okay, Hare Krishna. And she gave a donation. I said, "Okay, you can take a book." And she said, "No, actually, my husband has these books." Okay, then you can call him, ask him what book he doesn't have. His some devotee. She told me that her daughters have this some sort of spiritual names. So he's a devotee. She's probably not so much a devotee, but she's favorable. And then she calls him, and she's like, "Oh, what books are you missing?" And he's like, "Does he have a Bhagavad Gita?" I was like, "I mean, he's a devotee. How come?" And I was like, "Yeah, maybe for a friend, he wants to give to a friend, so something, So anyway, she got a Bhagavad Gita. She gave something, and then she explained. One day he told me to clean up the house, to clean up. And then I saw this book. I didn't know what it is, so I gave it to someone." What? So this reminded me of the famous incident in Srila Prabhupada's life, the tea or me incident. So one day Srila Prabhupada was out. He was not at home for some time. And when he comes back, he asked his wife, "Where's my Bhagavatam?" He wanted to read some Bhagavatam. Of course, sometimes devotees would not see that their Bhagavatam is missing for 2 years. But anyway, if we actually read. So Srila Prabhupada was asking, "Where's my Bhagavatam?" "Well, I sold it." I needed some biscuits for the tea, or biscuits, I think. She needed for the tea. So you're looking like, what? So that was the last straw in Srila Prabhupada's Grihastha life. That was the moment where Srila Prabhupada said, "Okay, this Grihastha life is not for me." It's Antya Lila. So you might think, is this good or bad? Someone sells your Bhagavatam. Is this good or bad? It's good for us. And for him also. Of course, Srila Prabhupada is Shakti Avesh Avatar. This is Lila, of course. But you can see, like, Krishna did something completely strange, like completely unexpected, to put Srila Prabhupada in the direction, okay, now you renounce family life, and then he gradually moves to Vrindavan, and then he takes sannyas, and then he comes to the West. So you might say this is not a good thing to happen, but it's very good, like, we're very happy that we're thankful. We should be thankful, as Toshan Krishna Prabhu says. We should be thankful to Srila Prabhupada's wife for selling his Bhagavatam. This is the perfect event for us. So yeah, so you can say everything in Srila Prabhupada's life was like that, like he didn't have a smooth life. If I understood correctly, today it was the day Srila Prabhupada embarked on the Jaladuta to go to the US. So this wasn't a smooth ride. Before he embarked on the Jaladuta, I mean, of course, he lived in Vrindavan, and then he was printing Bhagavatam, because Srila Prabhupada wanted to go to the West with Srimad Bhagavatam. He said his idea was, if I go empty-handed, people will not take me seriously. So I have to go with something. You have you had Hari Parshad Prabhu, whenever he was giving some very nice classes. I'm sorry for that after his classes I have to say something, But usually, like you have, sometimes you have a Sunday feast, you have a big festival, you have 10,000 of preparations, like, and after you have to have some kitri or something, some bitter preparations also. So that's my role. So so you had Hari Parshad Prabhu. He said something, he quotes the Shastra, like he says, oh, I'm saying something, and then this is the verse which proves this, like. So Srila Prabhupada also went to the West and said, okay, I go there and there's talk, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but I have to have some books. So he went to the West, and he wanted to go to the West with Srimad Bhagavatam. So he put quite some endeavor to print Srimad Bhagavatam. It was not like today that you have a BBT and this BBT, that BBT, and then you have a print house. And no, he went to quite some endeavor to print these books, and sometimes he would carry the papers personally and go to the printer. Every day he went to the printer, and he was like, the printer was very slow. It's Indian, like. That's I'm sorry, but that's how they do it in India. Sometimes they are very slow, like this. At least this Shudra class, they are very slow. And if you don't scream at them, they don't do anything, like you just have to push them, So every day he was like, so how is my printing going? I have other. No, this is very important. This is very important. Every day probably he would go and bug this person. Yeah, you have to do it. You have to do it. This is important. No, but this is not my priority. No, it doesn't matter. Still, you have to do it. So Srila Prabhupada went through a lot of effort to get this printed, securing paper and all of this, very, very hard work. And then after he was selling these books, first his Back to Godhead and then his books, he was selling it personally. And he was like in the heat of Calcutta, which is probably not compared to the heat we had in Slovenia this summer. Oh, Delhi, sorry. Sorry. Yeah, and Delhi. From Vrindavan, yeah. So he was in the heat, and some people even saw Srila Prabhupada, and he was sitting in front of one house for hours, like, and they would come see him, and then they would pass by and see him again. He was like, "What are you doing here?" "Oh, there's one person. He promised me he will take one magazine or one book, one person, like, it was like really hot, like Srila Prabhupada usually didn't have enough prasadam also. So really austere. Yeah. It's, yeah, here when it's 30 degrees, we're like, oh my God, is so not a smooth life, And then he prints first part, second part, third part, and then he finally says, okay, I'm ready to go to the West. I have some books, I have something substantial, so I can go to. And then he goes to Sumati Morarji, and she's like, if you can sponsor, I don't remember which one. And then she's like, nah, you're an old man. No, first she said that I'm not gonna sponsor you because like you're a sadhu. Sadhus don't go to the West. You're very old, so you just die there. So, and then he took quite some effort to convince them, and then. Then a lot of problems with he needed invitation from someone, and Srila Prabhupada would go. Everyone he would meet, like he would just mention, can you find someone in the West who can send me an invitation or something, a sponsorship? And he was just mentioning to everyone, and eventually someone just did it, like. But quite some effort he put into it, like it wasn't like, okay, like now you just go to and you apply the embassy and visa, and then his passport, and then he had this. I don't remember the name, but he had some papers that he did to do in the bank. I think that was the final step, and he was like. They were doing this forever, like. And then he had to personally go and go to this person and eventually meet the chief of the bank and say, if you can manage. And eventually he agreed. Okay, we'll figure it out. So the point is, it wasn't smooth, like. It wasn't. Srila Prabhupada's life was not smooth. And then he went on the Jaladuta, 2 heart attacks. And then he went to New York, to the US, first living in Boston. You can imagine sadhu living in Boston with this family which are completely uncultured, who are smoking in their living room. And Srila Prabhupada has to live with this person. That's not not ideal. And then he has to live with this Mayavadi, who is like favorable, but still is a Mayavadi. So the point is that from Srila Prabhupada's life, we can see that we shouldn't expect an easy life, and we shouldn't expect that everything will go according to our plans in Krishna consciousness, because Krishna might have other plans. Also, this is easy to experiment if you do some preaching. If you do some preaching, then you see that it's not going to happen according to your plan. That's why I like these bigger programs, because you can see that Krishna is working, but not according to how we. And then you see, and first he is like testing, he's purifying you. There's a purification period, and then of course at the end he will also give some results if you're serious, and if you survive through the purification period, then he's giving some results. We had this Padayatra, like first week, like, okay, like we're happy if we distribute 100 Gitas, we had this objective to do 500 Gitas, like we're happy if we do 100 a week and maybe, okay, this is like amazing. And then second week, some purification. And then you're like, okay, like we were talking with Lamanchita Prabhu, and Lamanchita Prabhu said, it was like really in the mood, oh, let's try. Let's really give it a fair shot, like let's put our best effort. And then you see, like the last days, you can see it's like smooth, it's like easy. You just go, hey, if you want to go, yeah, sure. Like, what? And then things get done, like, and you can easily see that this is not your potency, like, come on. Where your potency is in day one, and not even that is your potency. But last days of these marathons, of this Prabhupada marathons, Padayatra, you see, what there's something. Krishna's doing something. And that's why I really like Sankirtan, because every day you start from zero. Every day you go there, like when I go somewhere, it usually starts with first thought that comes to my mind is like, who had this crazy idea to come to this place? It's always the same, like, and even in the same day, like it happens. I was like from Pohori, I went to Raune, anyway, somewhere north of Slovenia, and then I was doing some books, and I was like, that this is the bad spot. And then after I will go to Sloven Gradec, which is the bigger city, it's like the big city, good city of that area. And then I will do, and yeah, there I will do some more, like no problem. So it's nice. It's gonna be a good day. So I go to Raune, good, and then I go to Sloven Gradec, and then it was empty. It was too hot. There was practically no people. It was like, like 1 hour I did one book, one small book. And that also, because I was nice to someone, I was like, he was like, I'm not interested in the book. But maybe you can help with a donation, And then I do this all the time, like when you have someone who's favorable, but he doesn't want the book, then I'm like, yeah, maybe you can help with a donation. With monks are trying to help people. And then sometimes some of the people, they give something. And then when they give something, I like a book. Oh, you give something, I have to give you something also. Okay. They're like, okay. So anyway, I had one book which I was distributing like this, not to someone who was interested. Anyway. So then I was like, Krishna, I'm going home. Goodbye. I had enough for today. And then somehow I had this idea that, okay, no, Krishna, look, I'll stay longer, one more hour, no problem. You want to give, you don't want to give, I'm here. I will try my best. It's your problem. So then I'm trying, and after this moment, then I meet one person. He's like, I give him a small book. He's like, can you give a donation? Yeah, sure. Boom. He wasn't interested, but like 20 euros. Boom. Then he gets a Bhagavad Gita. Then I met these other people. I did like four Bhagavad Gita in half an hour, like, like what? So the point is, Krishna is always doing things like this, and every day I go for Sankirtan is like that, like you have some purification, you're like, oh my God, I'm really happy if I distribute 5 books today. This is a successful day, So but if you go through this purification, at some point he's like sending people this, that. You're like, what? So yeah, the Vaisheshika Prabhu says that there's no senior Sankirtan devotee. As soon as you think you're a senior Sankirtan devotee, you're like, because every day you start from zero, and every day you have to go there and you meet people, and they're like, get lost. And then you meet these security guys, they always come and it's like, yeah, it's time to move to another place. Get lost. So, but the point is that if you push through, then eventually you'll see that actually it's not so bad. It's good. So yeah, Krishna consciousness can be like this. So if sometimes there's a tough ride, don't worry, it's normal. It's called anartha nivriti, or you can call it in a different ways. You just need to continue and then show Krishna that you're serious, and Krishna will respond at some point. So very soon, which we don't want to say what does it mean very soon, but very soon he will respond. Anyway, okay, I'll ask here. I'll stop now. Okay, we'll start with the easy questions. Thank you.
I see when I go with you in Sankirtan, you discuss many no need. I have love for the internet.
It's not for you, it's Krishna needs.
Internet, for the internet. Then I see you giving books. Then I just one point I note, you not ask everyone people. I see particularly you someone they walking and you try to explain about this. Now what did you feel? This person he need books and this person he go through to you, he no need books. What do you feel? What is your experience?
I don't know. It's probably just some intuition, you know, like from if you do this for maybe almost 10 years, you know,
Yeah.
then you just have this intuition about people, you know, like, but it's very simple, you know, like if you have many people, then you can choose. If you don't have people, then you can't choose. So when I go to smaller cities, I can't choose. So I go to everyone. And sometimes you're really surprised, you know, like, because from external perspective, you'll say, oh, this guy, you know, like, you know, I remember one guy, I think in Romania, was like really in a hurry, you know, like, and I was like, you know, okay, let's try anyway. You know, so you have these people, you're like, no way he's gonna take a book, but, you know, and then you're like, let's try anyway. He's like, okay, books on yoga, meditation. He was really running, like really fast. You're like, hey, man. Passion, you have to put some counter passion. And so he took a book, he gave a donation, and he continued running, you know. No problem. So yeah, anyway, you can try to pick people. Some people you know that they're more inclined. Usually, young people are more inclined, but it's not a rule, you know. And you try. And if you can choose, you choose. If you can't choose, then you don't choose. You know, like.
How you feel these people walking? You feel he or she hurry up, or his mind is how is? What is your consciousness that time preaching moment? He going just running to some job or something, and then that side to that side. And what is you feeling? This person is really his mind need. And I propose to him to give some books. He accept or not accept. Before what you have your coming your mind?
Well, I don't do. I'm not on a high stage of consciousness. I just understand that this is pleasing for Srila Prabhupada and my Guru Maharaj also, and this is somehow my duty. I'm more on this duty platform. I'm not on this Raga Nuga platform. I'm on this duty platform. Sometimes I feel like doing it. Sometimes I don't feel like doing it. So I just try, you know, like, and you know, if you get rejected, then you learn very easy. You learn how to be more tolerant than a tree and more humble than a blade of grass. It's a process. It's not always, but you know, okay. Oh, and if you meet thousands of people, you know, like every day, you don't take things seriously. That's also my way to deal with crazy situations, you know, like we had some I was in some interesting situations, you know, like, so sometimes when you're just in an interesting situation, for me, you just take some books, go out, and when I come back, you know, like, the problem is still there, but you just don't care, you know, anymore. Ah, yeah, of course. this thing happened. Right, no problem. What can you do? So yeah, that's.
And one thing, what you feel when we are going by Sankirtan, Harinam Sankirtan with you? Is the most you feel powerful, or you go along book distribution and feel powerful? What is you have experience when you are chanting the holy name and you distributing book is more easier? You feel?
Sometimes depends on the place, No, I have my own rhythm, so I like both, when it's Harinam, I have to be faster, or adapt, because usually Harinam is is not 5 hours. When I go alone for Sankirtan, I just walk around. I'm like, hello, maybe here, maybe there. Maybe, oh, look, there's a person, So when it's Harinam, then I have to be a bit faster. And of course, the Harinam is purifying the atmosphere. But there's different moods. So I like both. I also like to go alone. Like fully dependent on Krishna. But yeah, both are needed. And of course, even if I understand, even if you don't distribute a lot of books with Harinam, this Harinam creates some auspiciousness. So these people might take a book next time. So it's not. Sometimes it's directly connected, and sometimes it's not so directly connected. But there's always a connection. It creates auspiciousness, and so it's important to do. It's like sowing seeds, you put Harinam, you distribute books, you sow a lot of seeds, and at some point you'll see, many devotees. You see, yesterday there was 100 devotees, and on Janmashtami there will be 200, maybe more. So there's maybe, I don't know, there's lots of devotees in Slovenia. Where did they come from? They come from Harinam Sankirtan. I mean, this is first, and then that's the seeds, and then someone is, preaching and collecting the seeds, But this is very important, and you see, if in here they did a lot of Harinam Sankirtan, at least Sankirtan. They were doing every year. They went to every door twice. In every door in Slovenia, not in Ljubljana, in Slovenia, in the whole Slovenia. So you can understand that there's some auspiciousness created. And at some point from this auspiciousness, of course, you have the red ones who just take a book and say, oh, Sarva Dharma Parityaja, oh, you have to surrender to Krishna. Oh, perfect. Where's the temple? But usually it's a slower process. But still, this works, and there's a complete change of the whole environment. So this is important, and you don't understand, you don't see the results immediately, but the results are there. That's for sure. And yeah, I mean, depends. Like Harinam here in Ljubljana, you do Harinam, you go around the center, maybe 1,000 people hear the holy name. It's like, yeah, I mean, not all of them will take books because they are so much in passion, but something is there. So yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now Mataji has a hard question.
You have a question?
It's late. Okay, not today. Thank you for being so merciful. Yeah, okay. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Mukunda Madhava Prabhu ki
jai.